This is another collection of the poor craftsmanship completed by the group that did not finish our work. As you can see here, not only is the mud not completed or sand, this goes the entire length. It is pitted. You can see that they layered it on too thick, and then when it dried, there's divots all throughout. They supposedly came back twice to fix it. Both times they came back without tools and had to borrow our own. You can see there where they stopped mudding, there's a line where you can see that they did not mud any further, and that it is incompletely sanded all across the top as well. At the top of this wall, they failed to complete the wall. So there is a hole back here that we have lost multiple things into since we've been open. This happens all across the entire building. They did not finish the wall. They also did not insulate the wall, which has led to multiple calls to the police due to noise complaints from the tenants on the other side of the wall. If you would care to count, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then behind these benches, 14, 15, 16, and one back here, 17, then going to the top, 18, 19, 20, and then across the top here, 21 outlets. In our contract, it demands much more than that and does not include the failed outlets that they did not put in correctly behind this. Speaking of failed outlets and electrical, when we turn on our hot water, it trips our breaker for our breaker box and makes us have to switch on and off the hot water heater continuously. We do not know what level of damage that's doing to the hot water heater. This sink is incorrectly mounted between the two faucets. Instead of putting in separate lines, they've connected them. Do you want to say anything on that?
It just causes a pressure issue and a leakage issue. It makes the water too cloudy from all of the excessive pressure, and we were told he didn't know how to adjust it.
Back here we have a trap that was installed, and we were told, first of all, the quality of the installation is very poor, but we were told that it was necessary because this trap underneath here that you can see they set a sink on would never need to be accessed when they cleaned out our grease trap. We recently had the grease trap cleaned, and we had to have this entire sink dismounted and removed because this is not a usable access port. To be clear, that was what was told to us by the company that the Kukuro people said was the only cleaning company that we should go with, Steel City Grease Trap. Behind this wall, we also have 2 more plumbing fixtures that are built into the wall that are completely unusable, one of which was a dump sink, which cannot legally be behind a bar and still have us pass food service. The other one was hookups for the ice machine, which already existed because there was previously a water fountain here, so we did not need the extra hookups. The bar is built 2.5 feet out too far. At the time, we were told that it was because the blueprints were done incorrectly. You can check the dates from the blueprints and the date of start. They started before the blueprints were actually released, and they did it incorrectly. They moved it back about, I think 6 inches were all they were able to get, but in the meantime, we still have an amount of space that makes it so there's not an appropriate amount of space between this pole and a person when they sit here. And so we are no longer wheelchair accessible through this alleyway. They knew this, and they did not change the price or make any adjustments. In our contract, it says that they will install doors as like the other doors in the space. These are the other doors in the space. Exactly the same doors. When they installed this door, they went for a cheaper version of the door to save themselves money. When we demanded that we have the like doors as issued in our contract, we were told that would not be happening. In this bathroom, you can actively see all of the spaces where the mudding was done incorrectly. The sink has been breaking away from the wall since the first day it was in use. This wall is completely unfinished. On this side, it is just painted drywall that is just rough ends. When asked about it, we were told that that's normal and that contractors don't provide edging. Speaking of unfinished, there are holes in our ceiling that were never sealed. One of them is over our food service area. That is just drywall. The edging along the top of this is not actually attached and falls off continuously. Is there anything else that you want to point out?
I mean, they pretty much wrecked the sink in here, but I mean, it's a utility sink, so I guess they just need that. They didn't insulate the walls. Did you say that?
I said the insulation.
The tops of the walls are all open, so we keep losing things.
Yep, I brought that up.
All of the ceiling seams that are coming down.
Yeah.
The fact that they kept sending drywall finishers in, that they came with nothing and they didn't do anything.
I
when they
included
came in.
that too. The unfinished portions of the wall back there, the poorly installed sink in the bathroom, the unfinished drywall in the bathroom, the fact that the hot water heater
That
trips.
the wall and the ceiling are already cracking.
Yes.
In the drywall.
Yeah.
I think that about, other than them taking our materials
Yeah.
that we paid for.
Yeah, that's in the
That's
email.
in there too. Yeah, it's probably covered.
All right. Well, that's your overview of the poor craftsmanship and incomplete work as created by Kukuro Plumbing.